welcome to all of you in the second part of short answer questions on simulation with detailed answers. The content of this video is nothing but the basics of MS Excel, functions in the MS Excel and forecast function in the MS Excel. So let's start. The first question, what is Excel in MS Office? There are different ways to explain the meaning of the Excel or definitions, we can say that. So one of the ways nothing but it is a spreadsheet program used to record and analyze the numericals. It provides multiple features to perform various operations like calculation, pivot table, graph tools, macro programming. Excel spreadsheet can be understood as a collection of columns and rows that form a table. Alphabetical letters are usually assigned to columns and numbers are usually assigned to rows. Microsoft Excel is a part of the Microsoft Office suite of program. Second question, what is ribbon in the Excel sheet? So if you are going to open the Excel file, you will find out such type of structure is there, and in that if you are going to observe the particular header, we can say that it is called as a completely ribbon. In that different options are available, different tabs are available such as home, insert, page layout, formula, data, review, view, automate, help. These are the different tabs in the ribbon. So this upper portion of the Excel sheet is called as a ribbon. Next question, what is cell and cell address in the MS Excel? Okay, once again, it is related to the Excel sheet. When we are going to open the Excel sheet and when we are going to observe the grid type of structure, that is having the vertical and horizontal lines, these are nothing but actually the columns which are get represented with alphabet capital A B C D and numbers 1 2 3 4. Okay, regarding the details of the Excel, I have covered it in the one of the video. You can refer that also. In that the complete detailed information is given. So as per the question, what is cell? Okay, and if you are going to observe the worksheet area, in that if you are going to click somewhere in the sheet, right now you can observe the particular this area is get highlighted with the help of borderline, green color borderline in rectangular form. That is actually called as a cell, and the cell, each and every cell is get represented with the help of cell address. Such as you can observe, it is having the position in the B column and second row. So the address of the particularly selected cell is nothing but B2, and which is get highlighted. You can observe here, it will be get highlighted here with the help of B2. That is called as a name box. In the name box, generally the cell addresses are get reflected. You can click somewhere or in another cell, you can find out automatically the name box will show the address of the cell. Okay, so what is cell and cell address is nothing but it is the particular cell which is get selected, and the address is nothing but the combination of rows and column. Okay, next one, what is formula bar in the MS Excel? Okay, the formula bar is nothing but, once again you can observe here in the B2 cell, the cell address is B2. In that the present value is 0, but when we are going to click on that particular cell, you will find out which type of function is used in that. It will be get reflected or it will be get highlighted in the formula bar. This portion is called as a formula bar, and particularly in which cell which type of function is used, you can just click on that particular cell. You will find out the function which is written in that, it is get highlighted or reflected in the formula bar. So formula bar is nothing but it shows the particular function which is used in a particular cell. Okay, so next question, what is function in Excel? The function are nothing but it's predefined formulas that perform calculations by using specific values called arguments in a particular order or structure. You can find all the Excel functions on the formula tab on the ribbon. Okay, so previously we have seen the ribbon, which is nothing but the header of the or particular upper portion of the Excel sheet. In that, if you are going to find out what are the different functions are there, they are present in the formula tab. The different tabs are also there. You can observe in the previous image where we have seen the ribbon. In that ribbon, you can find out this is the ribbon portion, and in that the formula tab is there. In the formula tab, different functions of the Excels are present. Okay, next question, list out different functions in the Excel. Okay, so as per the following image, you can observe the different functions which are present in the formula tab. You can observe this is the ribbon. In that the formula tab is present at this place, and the different functions which are present in that formula bar you can observe here. Okay, you can do the different you can use the different function as per the requirement. So all the functions are present here in the tab also, and you can use in the shortcut way also. Okay, now the next question: what are the components of a function in Excel? Okay, so if you are going to use any one function, such as suppose consider we are going to do the summation for a particular cell that is having the address from D1 to D15. This is the way to write down any one function. So what are the different components means, what is the meaning of this equal to sign, why the function name is in capital, why the bracket is there, why the colon is there. So we are going to understand the meaning of that. The first one, while using any one function, always we have to use the equal to sign. Okay, means in a particular cell, when we are going to type equal to sign, means it will understood that we are going to use a particular function. Okay, so equal to sign is always mandatory. Then the particular function name, the second part after the equal to sign, is called as a function name, and it should be always in capital alphabets. And the third thing which is present in the function is nothing but the argument. Okay, argument is nothing but which type of task we are going to perform by using that particular function. Means summation is there, and summation is happening between the particular cell address D1 to D15, and that has to be get represented with the help of colon. Means we are using the colon for giving the range for doing summation operation or summation task. Okay, so these are the basic components of any one functions. These are mandatory. Okay, but here one more thing: argument is nothing but the thing which is present between the bracket, that is called as an argument. So that we have to understood. It will be having different structure to represent. Okay, so next question, you can observe here in detail what are the different character names, parameters, and meaning of that which are used in the particular function, such as equal to sign. So equal to sign recognized as a function or formula. Then function name should be in capital or caps, which will recognize all the function names should be in capital. Then the open bracket and close bracket, or open parenthesis and close parenthesis, you can find out to pass the argument or parameter, means which type of function is used for which type of task. Okay, so within the bracket it is having the argument. Then generally we are using the commas, colons, square bracket, and curly brackets in the particular function. The comma is nothing but used for parameter separator. Colon is used for combination of range or cells. Square bracket is used as optional parameters in a particular syntax of the function. I have already covered these things in the particular video, you can refer that. So square bracket is nothing but it is used to represent the optional parameters, means which are not mandatory to use in that syntax. Then you can observe here the opening and closing braces, that is used for multiple parameters, generally used for arrays. Okay, next one, what is char function in the Excel? So char function is nothing but it is actually the character function which is having the particular name CHAR in the Excel. The char function in Excel is a command that user can type into the cell to generate specific character using a number code. Means by using a particular number we can create particular characters such as capital alphabet, small alphabet, then special characters, then numbers. Such type of things we can create with the help of character function, and along with that we have to use particular code. Okay, that code is nothing but character uses the American standard code for information and interchange, or ASCII code. It is called as ASCII code. The character function, which is a collection of the numbers between 32 to 255, that specifies characters for computer. Means for creating a particular character we have to use the code which are between 32 to 255. Okay, in the next slide you will find out in detail the some samples are there to understand the codes along with the character function. Suppose what are the characters in the Excel, such as you can observe the different codes are mentioned in the first column, the name of the character particularly mentioned in the second column, then character function, character symbol, and which type of category is there. So suppose we are going to use the character code 32 along with the character function. So it represents the space, means it will create a blank position, or while you are using in a particular function it is creating the space, or it is letting it will left one space in that particular function. So that is comes under the category of punctuation. Then suppose we are going to use the character 40. Okay, in that case it will create the open bracket, then 41 close bracket, then 42 asterisk, then 44 comma. Okay, these are the different codes which are useful to create such type of structures on in a particular Excel cell. Okay, suppose we are going to use the 32 code, it is nothing but percentage sign is there. Okay, so the category of these codes are nothing but punctuations. In the second slide, you can observe the character codes which are started from 48 to 57. They are for numbers from 0 to 9. Then again 58 to 64. They are for the special characters: colon, semicolon, less than, equal to, greater than, question mark, and uh, at symbol. Okay. Next question. What is forecasting? The forecasting is nothing but it is a one type of function in the Excel. So the forecast function in the Excel is used to predict a future value by using linear regression. Okay, means while using the forecasting function at the back end, the linear regression things will happen, and we will find out the future values of a particular share price, weather forecasting, score forecasting, like which. Okay, so in other word, forecast projects a future value along a line of best fit based on historical data. Means while using the forecast function, always we required some historical data, which is, we can say that the past values of a particular share for last 1 year, last month, or last few days. By using the reference of that previous historical data, it will predict some future values for a particular share or particular weather. Okay, so you can refer this image, you can read it in detail by taking the screenshot of this, what is the meaning of the linear regression. Okay, so while using the forecast function in the earlier versions of the Excel, in updated version you can find out a ready-made option is available in the data, that is forecast sheet function. But if it is not available in that, so regarding that also I have covered on video how to install the updated version of the MS Office with the official login IDs. Okay, as per your organization. So refer that one also. So if you are not having the updated version of the Excel, in that case you can find out, while using a function we have to type equal to sign, and we have to type some alphabets of that particular function, and you will find out along with that suggestion box, I will say generally, that it will indicate how many functions are there having the similar type of characters or similar type of alphabets, sorry, similar type of alphabets. You can find out in the forecast, you can find out near about 7 functions are there. So as per the requirement, we can use any one function and we can do the task, or we can perform the task. So here for using the forecast function, generally we are using the plain forecast function which is present here, and by using that we can predict the values, future values of a particular thing. Okay, so the next one, what are the components of the forecast syntax? Okay, if you are going to observe the forecast syntax when we are going to type it in the Excel, so it is having such type of syntax: forecast in the bracket x comma known y's comma known x. Means these three parameters we have to enter manually while we are using the earlier version of the Excel. So what is the meaning of that? That we are going to learn. So before that, just have a look on forecast function. While suppose here in the F2 cell, I am typing, I have used the forecast function, I have typed here, and while you are going to use the function, it will suggest us what is the proper syntax for this. So we have to enter the three parameter x, known y, and known x. Okay, so this is nothing but the uh, use of that, and what is the meaning of that three parameters in the argument. Okay, the argument is nothing but present in the open bracket and close bracket. The first one, x is required, a number x value for which you want to predict a new value. Means suppose we are going to predict the future value for a particular day, so that day is nothing but the x in our syntax. Means always we have to select that first parameter for which particular date, year we want to predict the forecast value or uh, forecast weather. Okay, then known y's are nothing but an array of known dependent y values, known x are nothing but an array of known independent x values. Okay, so this is nothing but the basics or the detailed information about the forecast function or components of the forecast function when you are going to use manually. Okay, but in updated versions of the Excels, you can observe one function is present in the data tab, that is nothing but in the ribbon you can observe the data tab is here. When you are going to click on that, you will find out the forecast sheet option is available here, and with the help of that, directly we can receive the future values of the particular duration as per our requirement. So for that forecast sheet function, the basic requirement is that we should have the historical data in two columns, such as here you can observe particular dates are there and share price are there. And suppose the values are present here up to the 21st January 2012, and suppose we are going to predict the values for the after 21st. In that case it will predict the values. Okay, so this data is very important for forecast worksheet function, that is called as a historical data. And by after selecting that two columns, we have to click on the forecast sheet, so it will create the forecasting of the future values, such as you will observe here. After selecting the two columns which are called as a historical data, and by selecting that forecast worksheet function which is present under the data tab, you will find out a new window will open like this. In that it will show us the preview of the in the graphical form, means for first value to the last value, for particular day what was the share price was there. Then after this you will find out this is nothing but the orange color portion is nothing but the future values for that particular share. Okay, the blue color shade is nothing but the historical data representation, and the orange color is the future data. But here you can observe blue color shade line is having a single line representation, but futuristic values are having the three line representation. In that we have to concentrate on the start end of the forecast and the end date of the forecast, means when we have to start that forecasting, means that orange color line starting and end data, that up to the which date we want to predict the forecasting of that share price. Okay, so here the three orange color lines are nothing but the middle one which is having somewhat thicker one, it is the actual share price in the future. And along with the two thinner lines are there at the upper and lower, they are called as upper confidence bound and lower confidence bound or interval, means always the predicted values will be between these two lines, means it is a range, and that range is nothing but the confidence interval which is by default 95%. Okay, always when you are going to use the forecast sheet function, in that by default confidence interval is 95%, so it is having the range for that predicting share price values. Okay, I hope all of you understood this. One more example it is considered here, by taking a rough data which doesn't have any reference, such as 8 to H and 12 to 29 randomly it is created here, and after using the forecast sheet function, the values are get represented as a graphical form. It is showing a preview before creating the forecast, means it is a intermediate stage, it is not the final representation of forecast. Here you can observe the forecast end. Here generally the end value is nothing but 29, so it is showing up to the 35 value. Forecast start, it is started from 29 value, so it can be get changed as per our requirement. We can do the changes in this, and you can observe here the confidence interval is 95%. Okay, and along with that the seasonality and include forecast statistics. Okay, these are the two additional options are there. The seasonality is very important to understand that. So in the next slide we will find out what is seasonality in the forecasting. The seasonality is nothing but as per the seasons, what are the changes in the share price or what are the changes in the prices are there. Suppose here you can observe it is a day wise representation is there, so each day is nothing but the one value. So for particular each and every day, what is the share price value, it is get represented here. Okay, you can observe it is having some up and downs representation with the blue color line, it is a historical data. But in the orange color line you are generally observing it is having somewhat straight line of form, but in the inclined way. Okay, means it is not the completely horizontal, it is somewhat inclined, but it is doesn't having the up and downs which are having in the historical data. So as per the previous season we can observe might be the share prices are increases somewhat reduces, you can observe here up and downs are there. But here the seasonality, when we are going to use the detect automatically seasonality, in that seasonality you have, if we are going to use the first option detect automatically, uh, might be it is detecting it, or might be not detecting it, because it is depends on the seasons. Okay, such as suppose we are going to consider day wise, what are the changes in that. Suppose in the particular this day the prices increases, the second day prices reduces, what is the difference between these two days. Such type of seasonal differences, it has to be get detected and it has to be get represented in the upcoming futuristic value. If it is not detecting it, then in that case it is showing somewhat straight line path. So in that case we can generally use the second option, set manually. And set manually is nothing but the particularly day wise form is there. So we can select the in a month particularly 30 days are there. So for 30 days what are the differences are there, so same differences will be get represented in the futuristic value. So that is the use of the seasonality. The next question, what is upper confidence bound and lower confidence bound? So again, with the help of the same image, we can understand the upper confidence bound is nothing but, it is nothing but the thinner line, orange color, which is present upper side of the actual predicted values of the share, and lower confidence interval bound is nothing but lower value, means the predicted values of the shares will be present between these two ranges, means it is not beyond the upper confidence bound and not lower the uh, not below the lower confidence bond, it will be always present between that. Okay, and it will be actually having the by default value of 95% range, means it is showing its range. So we can do the changes here, but I will suggest go with the same by default value, that is 95%. So that's it for regarding the basics of Excel and forecasting one. So I hope all of you have understood this. So thank you very much for watching the video.